right, welcome back to Citizens United. I'm John. There's Noelle.
Hey.
Everyone's here. Robin, Jerry, and
Missing Gail.
Gail's over. She'll be in.
She'll be downstairs.
Yeah, she'll be back as we sit around here. Frigid coming up, Noelle. Very cold.
Yes.
-5 on Saturday, they said. I have not. It's okay. Yeah, right.
The only good news, it'll be for 2 days, and then it's going to warm by Monday. It'll be back in the 30s. Yeah, that's good. But you got to make sure you have gas in your car, guys. Make sure.
Yeah, right.
You have plenty of gas. Don't wait.
Absolutely right. Chris is here. Kim is here. Hi, guys.
Hey.
And a whole bunch of other people are here with us. Now, before we get to our guest, the story, well, everyone knows we can put it out there. Demetrius is with us. Demetrius Nix.
Yeah.
If you look around town, you've probably seen these.
Yeah.
These dumpsters. Those are his and the Nix contracting company. Also, before we bring him in real quick, he's got the founder of the Entrepreneur School of Thought, founder of the We Got movement, along with the Niagara Falls Street News is his also.
Oh, is it?
Yep, and a possible or probable run for mayor in 2023. Let's bring him in. Hey, Demetrius.
Hey, how are y'all?
Hey.
We're good. How you doing?
I'm great.
Excellent. I'm just trying to get this straight over here. I was showing the people, if you live here or anywhere in Niagara County, Erie County, whatever, you know what these are. So, man, you are the founder of Nix Contracting, right?
Yes. Yep, I'm the founder of Nix Contracting and the orange. Everything you see, the school is orange. Everything you see with us is going to be orange because orange represents hope, motivation, and unity.
I like it.
Yeah, it's all on. Yeah, so and our colors are orange.
Yeah.
So anyhow, I was saying before I brought you in, you're the owner of this. You've been doing this for a while now, contracting, doing work, on different houses for people that this is what's going on right now. I'm going to give a real quick thing, and then obviously you got the story, man. Rod Davis is somebody who is Power City Ventures managing member, also RJ Davis Development or something. Anyhow, he was given a grant now I found out by the city of Niagara Falls. The state gives out the grant.
It's the state.
The state, but I was told today that the city actually decides who gets it.
Who gets it? Yeah.
And they decided on him. Now, he gets, you'll correct me if I'm wrong, I got all the addresses. It's like 418 Memorial Parkway, 316 Ferry Avenue. There's a whole bunch. We got 10 houses for $50,000. And then this $1 million grant, which I think he has to put up $1 million himself, right? To pay it back or something?
1.5. No, not to pay it back. It was supposed to be, he get $1 million grant. And then he said he was going to put up 1.5 of his own. What they giving you, you want to put up a little more. The 1.5 don't exist. We all know him. It don't exist. So.
And there's where the article was. You can see that in Buffalo Business First and all of that stuff. All right. So now Rod Davis announced, this will be out of me, not this isn't from our guest Demetrius. This is me doing some research on it because I don't know who he is. Doing some research on it, there are some things.
Right.
Okay. And it'll make sense when we tell you the story that happens to our guest. So what did he do? He finds you and he wants you to do work for him because you're a contractor.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So you do whatever you got to do, and then then you got a bill. He's got to pay the bill.
Me and Rod was I had a run in with Rod probably 6 years ago, maybe 6 years ago, 2000. It was had to be 2015 or 16. I'm not sure, but he was down on 3rd Street. This is when he had another woman from the community working for him. This is when the community was very small, not as big as we are now. We wasn't even orange then. And I ran into him, and I remember I didn't do work for him because he wanted me to write out a contract, and at the time I didn't have an office. I can't read and write well, so without an office, I couldn't do it. I could do the work, but I couldn't actually write the contract. So I walked away, and I always kept in touch, with the secretary he worked for. So now you rewind the years later, he comes back to my office on Hyde Park. He wouldn't talk with the office, though. He only wanted to talk with me. And then he came back, and, this is when we started building a relationship. He sat down with me. He explained to me what he was trying to do, and we started working. So what I was supposed to do was He already had 2 houses. He was supposed to work on the 2 houses and show the government, as we just gonna say government, mayor, his boy, show him, because you getting buddy, you want to show him that you could get these done. So I figure, okay, I help him. He had a landlord that's an investor, a landlord from Canada that was the investor. So I'm like, okay, tell me what jobs you need done. I'm gonna slide them in and get them done. So for the next month, 2 months go by, I'm taking down the chimney. I took down the low bearing wall, opened up the living room to a little room that was off to the side to open up the whole downstairs. I cut in to get ready to put in a sliding frame picture door in the back, a patio door, because it's supposed to be stairs going back. I cut out trees. I had people, contract for him, because he don't know how to contract. So it's like, even though he got RJ contracting, he don't know how to contract. So what he wanted to do was hire a GM. So he's telling me about this because he wanted me to find him a GM. And then, we could work through that. Somebody who could work under him, who could talk to his people and do this and that. My thing was, I'm a community man. One of my brothers come to me and say they need help. I'm going to help. If you need to show this man something for you to get ahead, I'm going to help you so you could get ahead. So now when it comes time to the point where I spend all my money, I'm like, hold up, let me see something. Because I had a $5,000 check I got from him. It bounced.
Okay.
The first check was $5,000. It bounced. So I'm like, hold up, something is wrong. Now my office, who he didn't really want to really go to the office like, hold up, this ain't working. So I sent them a picture, and y'all got that. I sent them a picture that said I had $73 in my bank account. He told me on the next job we were supposed to do, don't worry about it, I got somebody else. And that was about 2 months ago. Since then, he has given me 1,000, and then that's how it ended up being what you see now. And that's how our relationship went through that. But during this is when we was buddy for almost a month and a half while we worked. So them jobs wasn't like one day. It was over a month and a half. I was just supposed to get him to this point so where he could show and he could do what,
Yeah. Yeah, that makes, all right. So that sounds good, right? I mean, that sounds good.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be a good thing. I mean, but now you're sitting there, he owes you $13,000.
Yep. First, when the problem started, he owed me 16.
Okay.
But then he gave me 1,000 3 times.
I'll tell you, through your text messages that I did get to see, you were pretty good about it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, like, you weren't, even through all of it, you weren't angry.
Right.
Nah, it was just the fact of, come on, brother, man, what you doing? Like, I'm still looking at it as, but then all the conversations that we have start coming back and playing in my mind, and I start seeing things. And when he sent me the last message, just pieced everything back together. It was like the last message he sent me was, I said, yo, do you have my check? He said, you are not my brother. I'm going to let the mayor and police chief take care of you. Do not call me again.
Wow.
And there it is. Yeah.
And then that's when I realized that, it was a whole nother game being played that I didn't catch.
Yeah, because they would have nothing to do with it, really.
Right.
There'd be no reason for the mayor or the chief of police to ever be involved in contracting.
Right.
What are they going to do?
Exactly.
Nope. 2 days after that message, come to find out that night, the mayor called the police chief. The police chief sent the crime scene unit to something that happened at his house. And 2 days later, they came and picked me up for burglary. 2 days. From Tuesday night, it was a Tuesday night, because as I looked into it and I talked to people in the community, they told me that they thought they found a murder in that house or a dead body because of the way they brought out the crime scene. Wow. But then when I looked deeper, the call came from, and the message showed it came from the mayor to the police chief, and they sent everything they got and said it was me. In a house that I did over $16,000 worth of work in that I didn't get paid. I put in hot water tanks. I put in gas lines, removed the low bearing wall, took down the chimney. I got the whole roof done. I sat in front of this man when the roof was done. I said, is you good with it? Should I pay him? I had the money in the envelope. He said, yeah. I paid the man his money. Even though he didn't pay me, I still had to pay the guy that I brought in, the contractor I brought in. He charged me $6,300 to do the roof, and I charged Roz $65. So I lost $6,300 just trying to make $200 to look out.
So now, when they do what they do to you, I know you're outspoken. Most of us know that you're outspoken with what's going on. You've been very outspoken, and I know how the mayor is. Unfortunately, I know him. I know how he is.
He's been attacking me for almost 3 years.
Right.
And you know what? I was never able to prove it or show it till this time. Everybody in my community, everybody in Niagara Falls know that the laws of justice do not move that fast. Within 48 hours, I was picked up at 11. This happened Tuesday night. Friday morning, I was picked up in Home Depot on a warrant. They picked me up in the middle of Home Depot. 7, 8 cops surrounded me. I'm a respected businessman. You think this wasn't thought that they get me in Home Depot? When I went to the judge looked at the charge and looked right away and said, hold up, the charge is higher than it should be. The charge is 2nd degree. It should have been 3rd just for what the crime was. It don't matter if you did it or you didn't. So instantly.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
And now, like in the last week, like today, my little nephew got a DV case. He went to for the DV case. The detectives and stuff pulled him in the office because they see he worked for me, and they said, "Oh, we heard you work." Who is Demetrius Nix? He like, I don't know. They like, well, we heard you work for him, and da da da. And they start talking about they're gonna tell his probation officer to watch him closer. They threatening people that work for me like you're gonna break me, and this has been happening forever. I still got the work order sign when the mayor called the city code inspector and had them come and put a stop work order on my building because he thought I was doing something that wasn't. I came into the middle of the community, the middle of where all the crime was, because that's where I wanted to affect the people, and he didn't understand it.
Now, what? Well, here's this. I know you've talked about this. You got the Facebook page, and I think you're serious.
I already submitted my papers. I already
all right.
submitted my committee papers, and so
and
it's rolling.
You'll be doing petitions.
He's right.
Yep, I'll be doing petitions.
No,
it never works that fast where they catch somebody and put them in jail. Like it takes forever. Like look what we have going on right now with a serial rapist, who was the mayor's friend and Chief Fossil's good friend. They're allowing him to just do whatever, but they took 2 days to go after him.
Right. No. So now it's almost like you could almost say, and I think you would say, it's a political. It's almost a political arrest.
You know how this all started? You know how this all started with me and the mayor?
No.
It was Juneteenth, 2020, right? And we was having a Juneteenth on, this was before Juneteenth was legal or a federal holiday. So we was having a Juneteenth on my street. I'm the only house on the street. We asked the city permission. They was saying, like, everybody was happy with the idea. The mayor got it. He said no. So when he said no, I said, okay, I'm doing it anyways. I don't care. This is a day where we're free. And he was doing like him and, Kenny Hamilton, which is my mentor, but they was all doing their own Juneteenth. And I felt like it was a disrespect for you not even to hear us out and tell us that we can't do a Juneteenth, but you're going to do the Juneteenth that you want to do. So I decided to put my orange trucks at the end of each side of the street. I blocked off the street and I invited everybody out and said, man, they take one of us, they take all of us. You see, I actually got a ticket for it. You can look it up. I was on the news and everything because we went all the way to 6 in the morning. Not a shooting, not a problem, not nothing. And we had over almost at our highest, I think they said we had 700-800 people out there.
And people got to realize there's no one else around him. Where you live, there's no one around you. It's just
no one. It was only house on the street.
Yeah, there's no house.
You know who shows up once it's doing all good and it ain't a problem? Here come the mayor.
Oh.
Wow.
Then he's congratulating everybody like, good job, good job. Then he went up to the booth and he grabbed the microphone like, yeah, I want to speak to the people and say amazing job y'all doing. And when he grabbed the microphone, I snatched it out of his hand and I kicked him off my street. You don't tell us no, then try and come and steal our credit. And that was right after they took that knee for the Trayvon Martin, when he took a knee, and it's like, hold up, you didn't orchestrate this, but when you come to front of the paper, say you support us, you don't support us.
No, guess who he had sitting there taking pictures for him for the protest too? He had my rapist, Nick D'Angelo, who's out on 12 counts of rape, multiple victims, including a child, has him as his little photographer there, just trying to make sure he looks good at that protest to put in the papers.
My run for mayor isn't about winning. It isn't about losing. It's about getting a message out to this whole city, to all the elected officials, that the average people is still here. Yes, we will vote, but why do we vote when neither side care about us? We don't really care, Democrat, Republican, what? When we had this low in the game, them same 12 houses they gave to him, or they gave to an outside investor with no money that, oh, not just me, other property companies, they could have took that the same and gave it to us. Like, we've been asking them to give 100 houses to the people so we can have a stake in this community. We could get first time and help them make sure that the ones that could get it fixed. So that's what we want to fight for now. Since y'all want to give up 10 houses for 50,000, give us 100. And let us all come together as a people and own houses now in our community. Because what's going to happen with them Airbnbs? Outside people going to come into them. They're going to pay an outside person. What of that money is going to come into Niagara Falls? Not a penny will we ever see. All we care about is the tourists that come in, that come and go. How about the people that live here? How about our kids that keep running out of here? That's what we're worried about. When are y'all going to worry about our kids? I don't want my kids to run out of here. So we need a plan that can make this city strive enough where our kids want to stay, or at least want to come back home and visit.
Yeah. Demetrius, I always thought this, and a couple of years ago I got mad and I did some write-in thing for city council, and my whole thing was, what the hell? What else do you got to lose? We're at ground zero here. You know what I mean? Poverty's at what, 47%, or at least people that are at like risk, people living in their cars and all that stuff. Man, you've got to you just keep going. You keep talking like you are. I mean, there's no one out there listening that can't agree.
Right.
But this one thing about me too, when I come, that orange get very loud. I haven't pulled all them orange together that you see in all the trucks, all the other people in the city that has turned their stuff orange, the buildings that different people turn it orange. It's the power that's in our unity of waking up people that haven't been woke up before and say, hold up, this is a matter that we really care about down to our souls.
Right.
Do you care about the housing that could be coming to you? Yeah. If you was given a house for $3,000, would you be able to fix it up and give it as an income house to somebody that needed it?
You need to do that. That's what needs to happen. Yeah.
This is what type of things we want to push for. Even the police chief. We want a police chief that's going to be in there, that's going to work with the community. All parts of the community that's going to get involved in the fact that we ain't trying to come down on the community. We trying to be here to make sure peace is here. We need a police force, but we need them to more know us and we know them, so we can interact more, we can more work together, instead of it being like every time you see them, either we like each other or we hate each other. It shouldn't be two sides of the fence. We respect each other, but we can't respect each other when we don't know each other. But everybody sit out there and they want to act like they know us. And that's the thing with the mayor. He was a judge for so long. He's been judging everybody to the point where you can't see us. How many times have I invited him to walk through this door? How many times have I went on City Hall steps with my bullhorn and said, come to the Entrepreneur School of Thought and see us? He'll go across the street. He won't come here because the cameras don't come here, because we self-funded. You know, we all community-based. All you needed to do was open the door and let the people create programs. Let the people work together. Let the people come together. Now you got a unifying place in the city that's not government controlled.
And that's a problem.
No one can control me. That's the thing with me. That's why it's Make Niagara Falls Great Again. That's my campaign. Make Niagara Falls Great again. The time when I used to live on 14th Street and all the way down Niagara Street, all I seen was the Festival of Lights.
Yeah.
But you know what we need? We need to draw more small local businesses to eat off of this tourism so we could keep this money generating, not be a dead city for 5-6 months out of the year.
Right. And and I want to get your opinion on this. I know this is a little off topic, but since you're talking about some things, did you see the Centennial Park they're talking about? That whole plan.
You know, I got a house in that zone over there that they.
I figured. You got a house there. Yeah.
That's what started all this. My grandfather's house, a 9-bedroom house that's in the middle of the whole thing, the only house on the street. Oh, let me tell you, I love that they did this. Let me tell you what they did last year. Okay. Now, my grandma's house is 338 14th Street. It's between Niagara and Falls, right? It's the only house on the street.
Only one. Yep.
Regularly a street in the city, right? Guess what it is now? The most beautiful street in the city.
The city. Yeah.
But listen, even though I love it because my house is there, but why did you do this street out of all the pothole streets we got? Why did you tear this whole street up in a brand new one? And that's the only house on the street.
That's why.
Because all you thinking about is our tourists. You've been forgotten about the people. It don't matter who take this seat. They all following the same line.
Yeah.
When is the people ever going to matter?
Right.
They haven't for decades, 40 years in my mind. But then too, so they arrest you similarly how they arrest people, like I said, it'd be like the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
You go get your political rival and arrest them. It's not, that just doesn't, if that gets proven to be the case, people are going to they should be in trouble. Because that's just not.
It needs to be.
That's crazy.
But in the meantime, they don't care if the case real or not, because I was already submitted to running. I already done announced my running, so they figure, oh, that's just going to knock him back. He got to worry about this. There's no way. I don't care what you do to me. Put 10 cases on me, shoot me, stab me. I don't care. I'm going to keep striving and fighting for what I believe in.
And most people,
I believe that Niagara Falls needs to do a whole 180, and we need to turn in a direction that's better for everybody with a big blast. We need to attack Albany. We need to work. We need to go at Albany and get better deals. We need to make Albany make us their Cinderella story. Like, use us to show other little cities in New York that you care about them.
Yes. Right. Yeah.
We got to know how to sell stuff. We need somebody that'll go to Albany and fight for us to bring that money back to do what needs to be done. We don't need to attack Niagara redevelopment for one little part of their land. We need it all in a plan that's going to revive this whole area, that's going to make big companies want to come in and station here for 2-3 years because of how quick we're building. We got to build it all at once.
Yeah. And you know what else? You go to Albany, and Florida lives off of this stuff. And some parts of our own state do. You need to start taxing the tourist a little more.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a bed tax here that we only get 2% of, basically, after it all gets chopped up between the county and the state. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Syracuse charges 18%. So there's so much, man, that could be done that isn't done on purpose, though. None of this is by mistake. Right. This is all done on purpose. They know what they're doing. And
everybody's rushing to leave their imprint. Nobody is saying, put the right people in the right position and let them do what they're great at. It ain't about you being the greatest and thinking you know everything. I don't know nothing, but I know enough to know when it's time for accounting, go and find a good CPA that could come and go over this, or a good group of CPAs. It's time for us to really buckle down and rise together in our community. Yeah. And that's the only way to break. Sometimes we might have to bring in some outside people, but we must take hold, because look what they're doing. They coming at me with every force. They went to my nephew today and threatened him. My nephew, you don't know that this is my nephew. You think he's just a worker. The other day they came at somebody else, like, y'all attacking so hard, but this is the difference. Yes, I come from a rough life. I killed somebody when I was 14 years old. I went to prison for 9 years for it. And I came home and I had a slippery slope getting up until I finally found myself, and I decided to bring others with me. So that's why they think I'm doing so much, because I'm not going to leave those behind that came from where I came from. I was able to change. I was able to tell them, look, you can make money starting a business. You could grow starting a business. It's okay to help the next person. I don't need to help somebody in Buffalo. I need to help somebody in Niagara Falls, because this is where we're at. If we worry about our own, we all going to rise. You help your neighbor, you help your neighbor. We all form leaders, and the leaders come together. You a leader, I'm a leader. Look at this, is leaders speaking together.
Demetrius, I win or lose, whatever happens. I mean, you are. I mean,
my vote.
You know what else it is though. Think about it. Think of the problem that we are.
Right.
We're a problem, and we end up. Demetrius is a huge problem to them for many reasons. Because if he's waking up people that aren't awake, you got to be careful now, because now you're scared, because you're waking up people that maybe never voted. Maybe you're getting people to vote that never voted or even cared. Why would they vote? Right? Who are they going to vote for?
But for the first time, one thing they know about Demetrius Nix, and they call me Mimi, Demetrius Mimi Nix, I'm always going to be me. I'm not going to sugarcoat. I'm not going to lie. If I'm running the whole time in pajamas, I'm not taking off my pajamas. I'm not getting, and listen, I don't want to win by 1 or 5 or 10. I feel like 4 years of my life is a lot. I got a mind that's different. When they put me in prison, they might have took away my body, but finally I unlocked my mind. Without prison, I would never have been the man I am. If I could redo my whole life, I'll still put prison in it, because I needed it at the time. Now my job is to come and change it so where I could change a group of people a different way. All of our kids is going down the same path. All of our kids is going to the school system that keep thinking they changing stuff, but they not focusing and asking the kids what's the problem. Even as mayor, even though mayors don't like to get involved, I'm not the one that's going to come to bring your kids to school day. I'm the one that's going to come and really give morals to the teachers and figure out ways we can really get these kids to be more attentive and get our grades up, because these things I want to be involved in. If you see the mayor coming in to help you, maybe I sit down with him with words, not for a camera, because this is my heart.
Yeah.
So even when you say you might lose, yeah, but they're going to let me go and help people. I'm going to motivate people this year.
Yeah,
I'm going to really wake people up to hold up. It's greater things.
Yeah.
The next police chief, after I'm done talking about how they should connect, the next one is really going to connect with this community. This one, you know, they come around, but the next one is really going to connect, because what I want to do, I want to use Niagara Falls to show a movement that if every community could go within their self and could do what we could do. We are primed to be a national movement to show the world of how a city could come, a dying city could come together, and the people could uprise together with their thoughts, their ideals, throw everything you know out the book and rethink it. And we need to dream again. That's why it's hope. First, you got to give the people hope. That's what I did when I got out here and I started giving hope. I started showing them me working on these houses, me doing blacktop. Then I had to motivate them. Come on, come and work. Work. Now I'm giving out jobs. Now unity is the third step. Once you get hope, motivation, and unity, you become the orange. The orange is us being no more orange jumpsuits, us being shackled together, rising together.
Yeah.
All of us. We all got to connect together, because you got knowledge that I don't have, and I got knowledge that you don't have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I could find workers. You know why? I go to the corners. Most of the people out there in the corners don't want to be there. They just don't know how to fill out an application. So when I take them and teach them a little skills, then you hear about how hard he worked. You hire him without even an application, and he'll work his ass off.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you real quick back just before I let you go. Now, what's next as far as now? I imagine, well, you're gonna have to go to court. You have to fight all this. I mean, you're wrongfully, and you're wrongfully arrested. All of that's wrong.
Oh, I'm definitely wrongfully arrested.
Right.
But
so,
I'm going to have to fight it. They're going to use it as bad publicity. It's probably going to get thrown out right after the election. And that was the whole plan of it. You know, hurry up, charge them. It takes forever to go through. And then, but the difference is with me, I'm going to go for the source. The source is the mayor. So now he got to know, you came at me, I'm coming. I'm not the type that come and play around. I don't got a army. I got an army of people that will watch every move. Let's keep it on the up and up. And if you want to help the people this year, because this is the year where he's running for election. Right. So if he want to help the people this year, I would like to say to him to come and help. We take help. We ain't wasting no time. But come and show your face, even though you waited to the last minute. But when he show his face this year, everyone should be demanding for results, because this is the only year we're going to get results. So it don't matter who win or lose. Let's get some results this year for the people. Let's push him and keep making him do for the people, because he's going to do it for re-election. But we need that right now. Right. And we need to do it in forces. All of us need to be sitting down together, coming up with ways, and come with my empire, your empire, and all of our empire united together. We need to come and make a stand that changes even the people in the council mind and realize, oh, it's time for us to stand up and send this city in another direction. We don't got forever. I want to see it in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Well, Demetrius, thanks for being with us. Yeah. I got to let you. I've already kept you too long. Anything we can do here?
Yeah.
We're always here to help. We're here every Monday
Demetrius at 6 p.m. Follow me on Facebook. But you know what I like for both of y'all to do?
What's that?
Something y'all ain't do yet.
What's that?
Come down to the Entrepreneur School of Thought and sign the book.
We'll have to come.
Yeah.
Me and Noel will come.
19th Street. It's the School of Thought, where we all putting our thoughts together to form something, a better future for all of our kids. Thank y'all for having me. I love y'all.
Yeah.
See y'all
Thank
around.
you, Demetrius. Thank you. Take care, man. Take care. Bye-bye. That's Demetrius next.
I like him.
Yeah.
I think it'd be great.
Let's look at some of the, I think Demetrius and the mayor should have a sit down with the people present and see what the people want.
Yeah.
That was the address 1110 19th Street. I know exactly where that is. Some people are asking, what's the plan? I think he kind of said the plan, I guess. Maybe it wasn't as...
Everything he said, whatever he said was great.
Yeah.
Everything he said.
But it was it has, and it's kind of been said. And I'm not saying it's been said before at all, but the problem is in the mayor's eyes, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Because of who he is saying it.
Yeah.
If to simply put it, I mean, it's because he's black.
Yeah.
Is what's going to cause the mayor to feel shook because he knows that if there's someone strong enough, it could change everything. You could have it. You could change everything.
Actually got a chance of losing, and
elections could change like that. Because there's people out there that would either not vote for whatever reason it may be, and the one of them would be you just don't. Why would I understand why you think in your citizens city election why you'd say why bother? You know what I mean? Everyone's the same. They're all looking for the same stuff. Wow. So, anyways, now that's Demetrius Nix. Check out his. Let me bring up his Facebook page so you can see it. Sometimes it's hard to find these things. Like, it looks like that. There you go, for mayor. He already did his paperwork, so that means he's going. It means he's doing it.
Good for him.
Why don't we take a break? I hope everyone sticks around. We can talk more about this.
Yeah.
We have other stories, though, too, to talk about. Man, we got a lot. Why don't we take our break real quick, and we'll be back in about 2 minutes. Everyone stick around with us if I could find the breaks.
Digits 988 can save a life. If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides connection to free confidential support. There is hope. The Lifeline works. For 24/7 confidential support, just call, text, or chat 988.
Another person is sexually assaulted in the United States.
We're here for you.
%93 of offenders are known by the survivor.
It's not your fault. There is hope.
Your story matters. You matter.
1 in 6 women and 1 in 33 men will experience attempted or completed rape in their lifetime.
You don't have to walk your journey alone. You are strong.
You are powerful. Your voice matters.
We're back. Thank you for sponsorship and all that. Wow, what an interview with Demetrius.
Yeah.
He's I mean, definitely going to be. You know what's good is though when you kind of need it to be like almost like a force of nature.
Yeah.
You just got to
have the same. You have to have his personality and his. You know what I mean? You have to be like that if you're going to run for something. And especially against the type of people he's running against. Yeah. That are used to getting their way. You know, because they will run and not say a word. Yeah. All they do is just have people to the Como and. Yeah, the Como. And here they go, and we'll give you $100
$200,000, and they come from nowhere.
Right, because they all come for Dad's name.
Right, yeah. Generally, they go because they knew my father, right?
Right. When those people are no longer around, it'll be interesting to see.
Bill Nye says that Demetrius should start his own party. Jet says if you have the balls to sit in front of Tyler Perry's place, I believe you.
He did. He went in front of
I remember
Perry's
that.
place.
Yes, I remember that.
He's motivated.
Dave Berzandi says it's definitely a political hit job. Joe Shiro asks about the plan, and I believe he kind of was giving you what it's going to be. And that could be the plan. What else do we got here?
Courtney, I got to go shout out to Courtney.
Oh, yeah, she's in here somewhere.
She's making me laugh. I'm trying really hard.
Bill says hi.
Hi.
Courtney says hi. She's crashing the podcast. All the rest that are all of our friends here and everybody that's watching.
We have another podcast.
Yes, Burdette. He is the only one who has that I know of who's really put in paperwork for it. But it'll be interesting to see if anyone does, because with the mayor and the governor all being so close, along with the guy who's the head of the Republican Party, it's kind of hard. When Wojcic's in there, I mean, who's going to do it? And if anyone does, they will.
Sorry, my little nephew keeps texting me. He's in trouble. So he's help me, I'm in trouble, Mom. You don't listen to him.
Papa's on the way.
Yeah, you're right.
I keep looking at my chicken.
And Henry Townsend does the commercials.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I said Henry. That's it.
That's him, and that's him, and there you go. And that's the guy who was OTB, who all those millions of dollars going to Bills and Sabres games, where he was bringing friends and family of everybody, going to the box and spending taxpayers' money for them to go there. And then he gets on Channel 2. Remember that? I played it on here with that Wooten, whatever his name is, and he didn't deny it. He said, "We're getting better. What ain't going to happen?" Knowing while he was just there for playoff games.
We're getting better.
Yeah, he said, "Well, we've stopped that. He just started talking about the whole plan that he was going to police himself." Right. And then they were at the playoff game. Whatever playoff games were going on, they were there. And so that's what you're going up against if you try to run against the mayor, and you kind of got to just not care. I mean, there's got to be a part.
They're already trying hard to stop Demetrius.
Anyone that comes up.
Anybody.
Yeah,
Look at that. Our police chief Fossil too. He's doing it too. That's what happens too when you elect the same people. Yeah. You give the same names. Fossil. There's a Fossil here, a Fossil there. Fossil as a judge. I mean, and they're all horrible people. They're all corrupt, dirty people.
And it just keeps going.
And people just keep electing them because the last name is the same last name.
Yeah.
People don't want to change. They don't want to make a change.
It is funny because they all want change.
Yeah, they want change, but they don't want to make.
But the change people that are saying when the mayor is running around saying that he's the guy who's going to make change in 2019.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Anyone with half sense would realize nothing's going to change. Yeah, it'll change a little for you, but not for. I mean, there has been
change all right. Everything else works.
We talk about it right here. Demetrius Nix there said pretty much similar what we say.
Yeah.
Almost every podcast, especially when we talk about poverty and housing. It was the same words that we say on a nightly basis here every Monday about how we talk about rent. Rent is too high. It's $1,200 here, there, and everywhere, and people aren't making that kind of money. So I don't know. We're in one of those situations where it's what the hell do you got to lose?
Right.
I don't know what else to do anymore.
And Demetrius made a good point. I mean, if you're going to give houses away, why not give them to members of the community who might have some pride in owning the house?
Well, you could have people that would fix them up and then maybe do the rent to own type deal and something.
Yeah.
Good landlord. They're out. We got more good ones than bad ones. I know that for a fact. Here. We have a lot. It's just that thankfully we don't have to hear about them because they do. Everyone just does what they do. And there's good tenants and everyone works together and it's nice. And there's a lot of them too.
A
real lot. So I hate it because it's tough. We talk a lot about the bad ones, but that's because what else are you gonna do? The good ones though, I gotta give them whoever they are. I could probably make a list of names. What's Todd saying here? Don't overlook the power of your votes. Turnout is always low. Yeah.
It'd be nice to recognize the good ones somehow, some way. With a problem like you have, I mean, we have those people that do the right thing.
But you know what? The ones who don't do the right thing deserve to be put out there. They totally deserve to be put out there.
Well, because the good ones aren't going to come to somebody and let's just throw a number. It doesn't matter number. $400 rent, which obviously that's ridiculous. Let's say it's $400, and then come to them and say at the new year, hey, you know what? It's going to $700. Right. Sorry, you can't do that.
Or call CPS on people.
Oh, CPS.
They
should be charges on people who do that.
There needs
to be consequences if you're doing that.
If you're calling CPS on somebody for
as a weapon.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the CPS people, if they're have any integrity, can see when it's real and not. You know what I mean? You'd be able to know that, this is just...
Obviously not, because they're taking people's kids away from...
You know what? I think a mistake is they don't let people... It's always anonymous. Like, I feel like you should have to leave your name. Yeah. You should have to say who you are. You actually should.
Yeah.
And what interest you have in it. Like, why are you calling?
Right. Should have to say your name. Because now people feel more ballsy that they can call and not have to say who they are.
You know what's interesting? If they would tell them who they are, and okay, they don't tell those people, but they tell them, when you figure out the relationship, that's interesting. Then, it's his ex-husband, it's her ex-wife, it's this, it's that. Yeah. Okay, now we know. We're doing this here on. And then you go into it. I mean.
Yeah, the landlord who's having a landlord-tenant dispute. Well, okay.
Yeah, it's all of a sudden now, after all these times when you were collecting rent, you didn't call, but now you
call. All of a sudden you
that seems a little odd. After all these years, but so glad to have had him on. He did not run away from the fact that he was in prison for 9 years for murder. That's what he told us about all that, and I knew that. I talked to him. I knew exactly where that house is because I was there. I was over there. And it is alone. It's the only house. It's like, I think he said 14th between Falls and what is that, Niagara, I guess? Yeah. It's the only house there. It's his. It's the only one. And it's he takes care of it. But then he's right. Why would they resurface that? Right. Why would they also rip up that street and resurface it? Well, we know why now. Because they need that land. His house is sitting in the spot for Centennial Park. And you know what? They're going to, we saw what NFR,
out, right?
We saw what NFR did to people when they wanted to buy. They were breaking into their houses, stealing their stuff, doing blockades so you couldn't do business. And all when they got the 140 acres of land, there was a guy.
They were doing mafia type stuff.
Yeah, from Tom. When I talked to Tom Christie back then, they were going into people's house and stealing just one shoe or one sneaker.
Or let them know they were there.
It's not
so that every pair was missing the left shoe. They would take all your left shoes.
You got to go buy more shoes now. Yeah. How do you go to work in the morning? You got only one shoe. Yeah. So it's messed up. Let me see. What do we got here, Steve? I'm going to read it. Guys, CPS is corrupt and doesn't know if they should scratch their, I think they do, or think about how accurate they must be after 2-3 lovely attorneys advising them who we know about.
Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm. No, they're garbage, no doubt. Yeah, I mean, they're disgusting. How many people, God, all across the country. Oh, you know what? I didn't tell you this.
No.
The one woman we had on the show, and it wasn't the one from Oregon, it was a different woman. I can't remember her name, but I'm going to put it on here. She's missing. I got a message that said she's finally missing.
What?
So she's gone missing.
Wasn't that crazy? She exposes something and she comes out to speak against something and
she's missing. And she's had a battle that was a year ago that she was on. This other woman was on. Oh, geez. I get so confused. We had the woman from Oregon, then we had someone from Michigan or Texas.
She's the dark hair.
I think so.
The glasses.
I'm going to show you the picture. I'll send it to you. It just hit me. I don't know why I didn't have it ready for this. But the woman that I knew that connected us, she had a post. I still follow her. Last name was Pringle, Pringle, Kristalina. And she put a picture with the name and said, she's finally gone. She's missing. Wow. And it was just insane. So they're looking for her. She's been gone for 3-4 days now.
Oh my God.
And she's had this battle with CPS and her kids being taken. Kind of very similar to Katie Rifford.
Yeah.
Very similar to Katie Rifford's story. And speaking of the Katie Rifford story, I don't know why the news, somebody doesn't start on this after they lost those charges. Come on.
They were quick to film her and put her on the news when she was
They embarrassed her. They arrested her.
Yeah,
Phil said what he said.
Phil said
now they couldn't find her. They're saying it. They're acting like it didn't happen.
Yeah, they're acting like. Speaking of Phil Seddy.
Oh yeah.
You got something about Phil Seddy?
Yeah, this happened earlier in 2022, but we're just kind of getting wind of it, I guess. Marissa Benito was the Lockport police officer, one of them, that was involved in the killing of Troy Hodge in Lockport. You could see the video; it's terrible. And so they were all found by the Attorney General and everything to have done. They're not going to be held accountable for it, okay? Not being held accountable for nothing. Now, of course, though, when you go to civil court, it's always funny when you go to civil court and all that. They were awarded $3 million.
So the civil courts thought that they were.
Yeah, they know that they were in the wrong, right? But you know how it goes. So, anyways, Marissa Benito is the one who allegedly had her she had her knee right on the guy's neck. Okay, she leaves and goes to Brazil, takes off. They fire her, okay, from the Lockport police. But I guess she was going there on vacation. They say, all right, she comes back. She now is suing to get her job back with the Lockport police. You've got Corporation Counsel over there, headed by Caffarella and them guys. Just think of that. And so she doesn't have a job. Well, guess who hired her? The Niagara County Sheriffs.
Of course. You hire somebody who killed somebody.
Or at least, you know what's funny about that? At least was involved in very bad.
Yeah. Involved in something that. Yeah. Somebody's life.
I mean, here it's just. Here's the article. Officer in Hodge case hired by Sheriff's Office. There it is.
Nice pick, Sheriff Phil Seddy.
And then he says he hopes that Benito finds a fresh start in his sheriff's office.
Of course. So that's what they do. They pick it's like they pick these people on purpose.
Let's think of the county, right? All of them.
Like they're all
D'Angelo, Arenal.
Yeah.
The list goes on and on and on of either sex offenders, or thieves or whatever you want to say. And why would you? There was some rumor out there that she signed some paper saying she'd never work in law enforcement again. But anyways, he was asked about this. In this article, he says, well, she was never fired from the Lockport police. She was only put on leave. So he says that was why he was able to bring her over.
That should be bad enough, just that somebody had to be put on leave. Like that out of everybody, that's who you pick. You didn't mean to tell me you didn't have any other options.
On purpose.
Right. Didn't have any other options. You had to pick that one.
Think about all the people that want to be a police, want to be a deputy, want to do that stuff, and you choose one that had the opportunity and ruined it.
Yeah.
Let alone, okay, she wasn't charged. Okay. But guess what? She was one of the officers there when a lot of misconduct was happening.
Well, he knows he needs a lot more people who are corrupt and that'll kiss his ass. So she's perfect.
My God.
He's giving her a second chance at something, so he knows that she'll do as he says.
Niagara County never stops. Niagara County legislature had nothing to say about it.
No, he's always very quiet.
Why wouldn't the legislatures have anything to say?
Because they're so quiet. They whenever it comes to something important, they shut their mouths.
Yeah. I mean, I really just can't believe that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
None of them say a friggin' word. I mean, none of them. There's Lockport. There's people that are legislators in the district of the guy who was killed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's killed. Now, you go back and think about how he was killed. Now, there's no doubt. We all know his mother calls the police asking for help because she thought he was overdosing on drugs, which he was. There was a drug. There was. She calls them, and then they come and do that. They detain him, they throw him down, they sat on him for an hour and a half or half an hour. The video is right there. You hear them laughing and joking. All I'm saying is, why in the world would you hire? What? Just leave it alone.
Right. It's somebody who's actually not been in trouble or in that type of position before. Somebody who's new and fresh. Somebody who's ready to do the job.
It's pretty much have a relative.
Yeah, really. Don't
have to go this route.
Right.
It's almost like to me, it's always on purpose.
So many other people like coach up.
Let's see what these guys say. Stacy, I think she wasn't supposed to leave the country either when she fled to Brazil.
Yeah, she shouldn't have been allowed to leave the country.
Dave says, how many deaths have there been in the county jail? We just had one.
Yeah.
An overdose. And the question has to be asked, how are they getting drugged?
Yeah.
And it's not by the family. Let's leave it at that. The police, the guards bring it in. So, it's what it is, but people are dying over there. And I don't know. And that's under the sheriff's watch.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, we've been, when I worked at there, it was Sheriff O'Toole. He was there. Sheriff Giles before him, I believe. There was a Sheriff Beeline. These guys were a lot different than this. There was a difference about them that I don't know where this. I'm not saying they were great, but it was just different. Now Giles had his problems though, right? He had corruption because he was bringing in the meat through the back door, I believe, over at the thing. They were ordering stuff. I think it was Giles, or maybe it wasn't Beeline. I think it was Giles. One of them was doing that where when they were ordering food for the jail, they were ordering food for themselves. So they would having steak and lobster on the taxpayers' money. So okay, you had that, but
you look at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah,
doing stuff like that.
It don't stop, man.
No, it doesn't stop.
Niagara
honor.
Niagara County is disgusting.
Yeah,
it's just disgusting.
It's one of the, and I'm going to say that it's probably, there's a lot of little counties in this country that are because the smaller the place, the poorer the place, the worse it is. This was a small community like Lewiston or something that had a lot. They were making money. You couldn't get away with it because people wouldn't be doing what we do.
Right.
What other people do that are living. Wherever. Then when I drive home, I'll go down Niagara and 18th. I'll go all the way down, and there's people living.
Yeah.
And they're not listening to this shit.
No, they're not.
They're not paying attention. And why would they? See, they shouldn't have to pay attention.
Or they hear about it and then they just, oh, that's horrible, and then move on. Don't do anything or say anything.
What's that say? I can't read. Rackets. Okay. Millions involved. Yeah. The one Lewiston leader got busted for filming up on town. Oh yeah, that's right. The town fuel. That's right. Stealing gas. I don't know what. You know what?
That's insane.
It really is. Let's talk about something else too. That's right here. A Niagara Falls man was arrested and found guilty on. Here, let's bring up his thing on multiple 3 rapes.
3 first-degree rapes. Yeah.
Ones that are in that 7%. Where he dragged people, he was stalking them on the streets and bringing them into abandoned buildings and on railroad tracks, physically
raping them
just
with knife and gun.
Yeah. He gets 20 years for that, and
what a joke.
When we were saying earlier, it's usually 25-year sentence for a first-degree rape charge. So he has 3 of them. I don't understand how he gets 20 years. It should be 25 for each charge.
Yeah, it should have been the maximum for sure. 25 at least. I mean, what more do you have to do to be? Someone came out
You've been in trouble before this too. So
there was someone who just who said it? Oh, I put it out there. And I don't really like this guy Crenshaw in Congress, and he put out a thing saying that I think he wants the death penalty for all pedophiles and rapists is what he said should be.
I agree.
And we need more people. I mean, I give him glad he said.
I threw that in there. Kidnapping a child.
Yeah.
Like that. Should be
because I don't know. I know people will say we go through this so much, right? People that'll say, "Well, if this happens to my kid, I'll blah blah blah." That's bullshit.
Have to happen to your kid.
How can't you feel it even if it did?
Right.
Like, I mean, now when all this is going on, it's all blown up. We have the internet now. We see everything. It isn't like it was back when we were younger.
Or if it's unless, and then too, it seems like if something's a trend, people get mad if it's like a trend or stuff of the sort.
Right.
Rather than that, when it's happening in their own city, it's like they're just quiet.
Yeah, if they're oblivious to it, and I don't know. I don't know what else. I mean, I was glad to hear Crenshaw. He's from Texas, though, so it doesn't really affect us here in New York State. But it was just good he put it out there.
Yeah, he's good.
He put it out there.
He's a war hero too.
Yeah, he lost his eye, right?
I like him a lot.
What's his first name?
Dan.
Dan, that's right, Dan. But anyways, he put that out there. That's great. I was glad to just see it, even in writing. I was stunned by someone with from Washington to actually say that. They'll let him out early on good behavior. Those motherfuckers should rot in there and meet Bubba while they are there. That makes my blood boil. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it should make everyone's. It should make from the oldest guy to the youngest anybody. I mean, what is the problem?
The other thing with the saying, if that was my kid, stop saying that. Because how about all the people who have been affected by it who can't go and kill somebody who want to?
Right.
How disrespectful are you to say that?
They all say that until it happens.
I don't think
I don't think they
realize how bad they sound when they say it. too.
Right.
So you don't care about your neighbor? Is that what you're saying?
Right.
You don't care about
That's who's getting arrested. The person
man.
The person who goes and kills the pedophile is the one who's going to get in the most
you
trouble.
can't do it.
And while the pedophile walks free or gets barely any time for doing what they do.
I read something today. I had to put it down somewhere. What did they do with it? Oh, here's what New York State says. If you are a first-time sex offender and the sex offense of which you are convicted of is not violent felony offense, your sentence will be light, probably 6 to 10 years of probation and possibly 6 months in jail. What do they mean by that? What isn't violent? No, okay. A lot of times it's not knife point and gun point and all that. It's still violent. So what the? Think about that. So that's why the guy who sits there and looks at kitty porn gets away with it, and just he lives another day. Or the one who messes with kids, they're free to
because the kids aren't yelling and screaming, so there's no reason to use force or the threat of physical force in most cases.
Exactly.
So, but that doesn't mean that it's not violent.
100% violent.
Think of the violence it causes throughout the years, right? As the years go on, and you're in your mind, like for the child who now is no longer a child at some point.
How many times they commit suicide or something?
We're gonna have to figure out. Crenshaw, great for him. I hope more people jump on that. Kill him, do whatever. You got to do something.
Set an example.
Yeah,
they need to start setting an example so these people don't
continue
to do this.
Conservative government for that. You're never going to get it with progressive liberals or anything like that. Get what you see now, cashless bail, New York State, all that shit's never going to cover this,
isn't it?
You got to get
the thing, even though
tough people.
Even the bail reform though doesn't apply to these people. I mean, look at Nick D'Angelo. All of his charges qualified for bail. He could have been held without bail, and they still didn't hold him with.
Yeah.
Even though so bail reform had nothing to do with it. They just it's whatever the judge feels. Whatever.
If
so
you have liberal people in there, that's what you're going to get.
Yeah, we got a problem because New York State never changes.
No,
New York State's never going to change. We couldn't even. You heard, and
as long as we have the same people.
And this guy was supposed to be a Republican, and he's the one who told me I don't have any. There's no appetite for the Child Victims Act.
But let that be his child.
He might be a Republican, he ain't a conservative. You know what I mean?
No.
A true conservative. You could be a Democrat, probably.
Yeah, you could be anything. Yeah, you don't even have to be registered.
You don't have to be registered.
Yeah, you could be nothing.
It could be something that wants to go by the book.
Yeah,
right. That's all.
And see when things are just vile and disgusting. When you are finding out that women, men, children are being, come on, the children that are getting raped like this, the sickness is what happens 10 years after that happened to them. Yeah. That's where,
And they watch those kids, and I have watched them come to your classroom and watch their demeanor, watch them don't come to school, and just everything. It affects everything they do.
Yeah.
Every day.
It changes everything. Well, Robin, it changed you. You were someone who loved to do what you did, play softball, do all this stuff. You were really good at it. All of a sudden, you don't care no more.
Yeah, I went through the motions so nobody would know the difference, but I didn't care about anything that I used to care about.
And then drinking and everything else that comes along with it.
Yeah.
Then
your childhood.
Yeah. And the son of a bitches are allowed, and they're still
allowed to sit there and say I did it.
Right.
Walk on and hurt someone else.
Say I did it.
We got to change civil court. I mean, we got to change all of that.
And when we're lucky enough to get these people in jail, I agree with Crenshaw. Stop letting them out.
Yeah.
Kill them.
Keep them in there forever. I don't care.
Whatever.
They want girls.
There's my liberal.
Put women who get abortions. They want to murder them. So
right.
But pedophiles, what? Let them off easy?
Right.
Yeah.
They do get let off. I mean, because
the worst part is if somebody got raped and then had an abortion, there'd be more judgment on the girl that got the abortion than there would be on the rapist.
Exactly.
I got to tell you, I heard this from a couple times from guys, and back when I worked at one factory. Come on, it's just sex.
Yeah.
Whoa. I mean, that's
idiotic. Those most idiotic.
Yeah, and these people believe that. They say just get over it.
I love when I hear somebody say
about
a minor. Well, they wanted it. They consented to it.
Mm-hmm.
So
it doesn't
matter.
A
minor. But they don't think it's consent. But people really think that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they really do.
What did she do?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, does she want it?
There is
I'd love for somebody who says that to come and have a conversation.
I know. Anybody who thinks that way,
Oh, I'd love to
Come and
have
have a
them
conversation.
visit
I'd
us.
love to have
Like
you.
not on the air where I could embarrass you in front of everyone. Just
Yeah.
yeah.
Sharaja. Nice name. Sharaja Maxon says, I couldn't even finish high school after the years of dealing with my abuser. I now live with severe anxiety that can be crippling at times. This makes me sick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not, it doesn't make sense to me.
Needs to join the Braveheart Club.
It doesn't make sense to me how you sitting out there's a guy or someone or woman who's never been affected in this way. You can't really get into someone else's. Like, how can't you?
Right.
It should be, how can't I get in the shoes of the father who has to walk? Or the mother, you know what I'm saying? How can't you do that? You were all fathers, mothers, or something.
Right.
Brothers, your sister, your mother, your grandmother. What is the fuck's wrong? What's wrong?
The shoes of somebody whose car got robbed or something like that.
Right.
They have no problem doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I think, but really, I don't even know how to go. But New York State's so messed up because I want the Child Victims Act to come back, right?
Yeah.
Not coming back.
It needs to. It needs to.
You want to have different statute of limitations, and no one wants to even bring it up. Like, you can't even, when you bring it up to your representatives, they have no desire to even say it verbally.
You know what? There's just as much desire out there to lower them.
I agree.
To raise
yes.
Who's out there saying, you know what? I think my cause is to lower the statute.
Someone,
of limitations.
well, the Catholic Church did, because they went and lobbied like hell to get it stopped.
Yeah.
And some others too, not just them.
Mm-hmm. Disgusting.
I just don't understand how, though, if you go through civil court and you're found, like OJ got found guilty in civil court, but not in criminal court. He got found guilty in civil court because I believe they say the burden of proof is on the defense. They have to prove they're not guilty.
Right.
You don't have to prove them guilty. They got to prove they aren't. And he couldn't do it. There was no way. Because in that case, there was no police running around doing crazy stuff. So it was easy to see.
Right.
And it's easy to see here. Yeah. When you have a young kid or who's now in their 40s telling you the stuff they're telling you, what in the hell would they make that up for?
Right.
It's not. We got to just have some common sense, too, in the law. There has to be some common sense with our laws. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there isn't. And I don't know.
I see people getting put away every single day for nonviolent crimes. It makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No sense.
And we are going to have April's coming soon. That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
For the Sexual Assault Awareness Month.
Yeah.
To see how
largest consumer of the sex trade, United States of America.
Yeah.
You got an awful lot of people involved.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we're fighting a battle against something. Yeah. I agree with whoever said it here. It goes so much further than even just what we're hitting.
Yeah.
I kind of understand. You know what's funny? You have a Kathy Hochul. Now, I hate to say that because it shouldn't really matter, but okay, we got a female as governor. Is there no thought of this? Are you not thinking of this?
Where is
not thinking at
support?
all.
Yeah, no, she really, especially being a female, she should be.
I mean,
that should be one of the main topics.
The commercial said it, and 1 in 6,
right?
Are women, and then the children.
And I bet you the number is so much greater than that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
That's just like reported.
That's just what Rain knows,
right?
Plus the police. Oh, there's so many that'll never call Rain. That'll never say a word. Oh, it's the scary thing is it could be 1 in 2. I don't know. Yeah. It could be half the. It's not
more 1 in 2.
And how many men? Now put it on the other side that are the God. I'd love to know that stat. Obviously, we're not going to know that one. But how many of them? Because it doesn't get reported, and they just walk around.
Yeah.
Or how many of them went to civil court and settled?
Right.
I just want to know that. Because you don't settle if you didn't do anything.
Right.
You just why would you
fight like hell?
Why would you want to give away a dime if you're telling me
and you don't
this person's making it up?
And you don't ignore it either.
Yeah.
Like D'Angelo's trying to do.
Yeah, him. What's new with him? Anything other than the normal disgust? Someone saw him the other day.
Today, somebody, my best friend, unfortunately ran into him again. This isn't her first time running into him. She's ran into him. He went through her drive-through twice.
Oh,
and one time he had a female in the car. But yeah, he's just out living his life, doing everything.
Did he have his purple suit on?
His
purple shoes?
Purple Barney shoes. I don't know. Courtney, if you're sliding here, was Nick wearing his big-ass purple shoes?
Oh, it was her?
Yeah. Yeah, was he wearing his
You
big
know, I
floppy
can
shoes?
never run into him. It's funny because I'm out and about every day. I go right down. I'm always delivering on his street. Oh,
Scott said, "Fuck, how come I never run into him?"
yeah, right. Yeah, I don't either.
Oh my God! Have you seen that? You seen the letter from the
Yes.
grievance or from Nick D'Angelo to the grievance committee?
About Scott, right?
That was
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah,
That was hilarious.
Think about what nerve that he's sending.
what a little bitch.
That,
Come on.
that he's sending. But think about
Candy ass.
that we go the other way and I can't take it.
I love how he was accusing Scott of the one doing the signs. Like, you can't prove that it was Scott doing the signs. Say it was Scott doing the signs. There's nothing against putting signs up like that.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
He wants to put those signs up. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the truth. He didn't say nothing wrong.
yeah, I don't know what the problem is. Yeah.
You know what I thought was funny was in the entire letter, he never once mentioned why Scott was doing this or
Right.
what the signs were about. Like,
Right.
you know, he did it. He said it as if he was being slandered.
Yeah, he
somehow.
made himself out to be the victim.
Yeah.
Not like somebody else is.
So what does he there's been rumor about a plea deal a lot, right?
Yeah.
You've heard that.
Yeah.
What do you
I don't think he's gonna take it. I don't
yeah.
think he's gonna take it.
I couldn't imagine
No.
that
You know, I
He
don't
wants
want
to
him,
do any
I don't
prison
want
time?
him to take it.
No,
I don't want him to take it. I want him to go to trial. I want him to get longer, and I want him to
yes, I
be
don't want
embarrassed. I want this to go on TV. I want it to.
he shouldn't be allowed to have one, in my opinion. There shouldn't be no plea deals. Sorry, we're not having one.
No, he shouldn't be allowed.
If he has one, I think it's going to be a disaster. His plea deal in his mind is I don't go to prison.
Right.
Put me on probation like Belter.
Yeah.
And that's all you need to do. And if that happens, let's hope. It can't. Let me see what Shareza says. She's got a long message. Exactly. Remember my abuser that I told you guys about? He settled for six figures with the other girl because he didn't want to bring his family. I remember this through trial.
Sounds like Nick D'Angelo.
Who the hell does that? His family goes around town saying, I am trying to jump on the money train. I just want his money, and he did no wrong. I remember this now. I don't want a goddamn dime. I just want him to rot for all he's done.
Yep.
Right.
I don't think he is watching your show tonight. He's too busy buying Nigerian Facebook followers.
Speaking of that, thank you for reminding me. Hold on, what my mom said?
She says Scott wouldn't do that. He doesn't have time to run around putting up signs, but thank you to whoever put them up.
Right. Yeah, thank you to whoever put them up. Please put more up soon.
We know.
Niagara Action Page. Sorry, am I saying it right? Run by Nicholas D'Angelo, the predator, the serial rapist, who's awaiting trial currently on 12 counts of rape. Don't follow that page. Don't share anything from it. Don't like anything from it. It is literally ran by a pedophile. Did I say it wrong again? See, now you got me thinking about it. It's run by a pedophile, a predator.
Yeah.
And he buys his followers 100%.
I know. I was paying attention.
140.
And it was 135 just
Every
the other day when I
is
checked.
going up 1,000.
Yeah.
1,000 to 2,000. There's no way.
And then we know all you got to do is yourself check it out. You can do it yourself.
Yeah, you can do it.
You can buy them. It could be $10, $20, $100. You can buy views. You can buy anything you want.
And it doesn't have to be on there. You could download an app separately.
Yes.
Like you download or go on a website.
Yeah.
So you can easily say, look, I didn't buy any followers on here.
He goes to Media Matters. I know all of them because I remember Wade used to talk about them. And they're all out there. Yeah. And you can do it.
Oh, there's so many different ways you could get followers. But
that's why it was funny.
To be reported.
Remember when he put that thing out trying to with the smiley face?
Trying to prove something. You guys report the Niagara Action Page. Do me a favor, every single person watching. Go on the Niagara Action Page, report it. Report every single thing on it. Do me that favor. Don't tell everybody not to share it too.
It really shocks me when it pops up on my time. When it pops up on my timeline and it's someone I know. I don't know if they see Josh Allen or Bill's shit and they get so excited they can't conduct themselves. I mean, don't you see where it's coming from?
Yeah.
You really can find that from the Buffalo News.
You can find anything.
The Gazette does it.
You can find anything he shares anywhere else except for the made up stories that he makes up and puts on there.
Yeah.
And it's not just the Niagara Action, it's the Action 716, the Crime Niagara Falls. And
what's the other one?
There's another one. Well, he's still pretty much involved with the Niagara Reporter. I know that.
Yeah, and they haven't done anything. I noticed.
No,
even though that guy is the new whatever he is, Puff Nagel or whatever his name is. I don't know why Joe Jenko's name came up on my message board today.
Somebody tagged him.
Yeah, he don't want to be here.
No.
Yeah.
So check out my mom message you. She gave you a good idea.
He's got no business.
How come you didn't?
He's got no business here.
No.
He's frolicking right now.
Yeah, he can do whatever he's got to do.
He's doing very well.
Tiptoeing through too.
There's a guy with a big mouth.
He's doing very
he can
well.
yeah.
He's not doing well at all. I'm just kidding. He's doing horrible.
Did you see? And then we got to go. I know it's getting late. The post on Citizens United's page about the little bakery.
Yes.
My God, all hell broke loose. All you
Yeah.
gotta do, it's just like throwing a little bit of meat out there, and whoa, here they come.
You know what's crazy?
Wolves.
You know what's
charging.
crazy too? Everything that we've been saying and we know was confirmed.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what's frustrating for me, and I know for you, because you know what you know.
We know. That's why
They know
we
know.
They know we know. That's why we say it. I mean, he was so quick to try to shut me up when I started speaking out about him. He would do anything to shut me up at this point. Well, Jason Conti.
You know how I know they know? Because they don't say nothing.
No, they don't.
Right.
There's no
And
reply,
if
because
you
there would be.
support the little bakery, if you're watching this,
Please stop.
you know what? At this point, just don't pretend that you support. If you just go along and say, if you support the little bakery, just come flat out and say you support Nick D'Angelo and that you support rape. That's all you got to do at this point. If you support the little bakery, you support Nicholas D'Angelo, you support Janelle Faso, you support the rape, you support horrible, disgusting things. So just come out and say that flat out. That's all you got to say.
There you go. No,
just don't act like you support me. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I know, because we know what we heard.
We know
what we have. They were going to try to hurt that.
Yeah.
I can't even. Yeah. It's just bullshit.
And people think for their rat shit pizza that it's okay.
Yeah, how's that rat shit tasting? Because
it's so easy to make old fashioned too. By the way, it's really not that big of a deal. We just made it the other day. I
was told they use the same pans that have rat shit and piss in it. That they use that.
Yeah, allegedly, right?
Yeah, allegedly.
Yeah, we heard. Yeah, there's a lot of it.
Maybe that's why.
Yeah, $9.99.
That extra flavoring, huh?
I just don't know if people are fooled by so little. It doesn't take much to.
It doesn't take much. Like, people will believe anything. I mean, you just gotta pretend to be a good person, and Jesus, people are so gullible.
Just get away with everything. What am I looking for? Why don't I know what I'm doing right now? Oh, here's why. Shit. I'm all messed up today. Oh, Friends Media Network. I forgot to talk about this last week. That's where you go on our YouTube.
Yes.
We got a ton of stuff.
Yes.
We got everything there. All the shows are there. You can watch shows from I think our first show is there ever.
Oh, really?
Like, I'm talking ever. Like, before we were a part of, like, the first time you ever appeared.
Oh, wow.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. There's the K's.
I have my weave.
The one with K. We got that one. That one still.
That one
gets like I look at 12,000 now.
Yeah.
It continually grows.
That was a good one.
And that was sad. That was just the most sad. It was one of the saddest ones we've ever done.
That needed to be done so bad.
Yeah.
Any updates on Grand Island?
No, they had been doing their podcast, but they've been having guests of like trying to help other people, kind of doing what we're similar, and but nothing about Grand Island at all yet. Not a new video, which is probably a good sign. Right. That means they haven't been threatened again,
right,
or something.
So that's threat stuff.
And that's the Friends Media Network, the YWCA 716-433-6714. They look at if something happened to you, like the things we talk about, being sexually assaulted, raped, it happened when you were a child, could have happened 40 years ago. Please give them a call. Counselors standing by right now. They will talk to you on that. You end up calling their own personal phone. They'll talk to you. God, any day. I mean, I watched Robin get counsel from the couch, and the people were great. And then the advocates come in. When Robin went to the police station to do a police report, she was great. Wow, was she helpful?
Yeah,
because she's been there before, so she was able to get.
She arranged the whole thing.
And the woman that sadly passed away, that police officer. I wish I could remember her name. Zellner. Yeah, she passed away. She was so good. I never seen. So sad that she's gone.
I remember being outside, being in duties outside. A lot of cops ended up knowing a lot of good policemen.
Yeah,
Zellner,
she's definitely one of them.
Oh, she took. She cried. She hugged. She did everything you'd want while you're doing such. Because she had to ask horrible questions.
Yeah,
and Robin's saying them. You have the. I mean, you got people there that will.
She was somebody that we need. Like, people.
It's too bad she's gone.
Somebody perfect for the job.
Because now, though, if you bring an advocate with you, and even if that man or woman isn't really that great, they're there at least.
Right.
And they're there because you're going to be upset, but they're there and they know what your rights are kind of, and they know all that to make sure nothing crazy happens. They'll go with you to your lawyer. They'll go with you to anywhere. So that's the YWCA 433-6714. And if you're a loved one of someone who has been affected that way, call them too if you're having a hard time dealing with it or you just don't understand, because I think that's acceptable. I don't have a problem with someone saying, you don't either, right? If they say they don't understand, but they want to find out, beautiful.
That's great.
Right?
I love when people want to be educated.
But you don't know, and you don't let it wait till it happens to you.
It's okay to not know. What's not okay is to not find out.
Yeah, exactly.
Noelle, human trafficking hotline is 888-373-7888.
Yeah, if you think you know somebody who's being trafficked, or you think you know somebody who's trafficking, or you've seen something that doesn't look right, call this number and they'll look into it, because it's happening all over, especially here where we live. Trafficking is huge and it's happening.
And as Jerry said earlier, we're the #1 consumer of this stuff. So,
we got a trafficker walking around right now, Nick D'Angelo. He's a trafficker.
Yeah, in our own city. I mean, right, we've got Grand Island happening all around us, swirling around us. What was that?
The northern border now is they're pouring over the northern border.
I'm not surprised.
That had to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And think about Canada and how easy it is to traffic people over, not even at the bridges. You go away from the bridges out in the wilderness, they go right through.
Oh, sure, yeah. If you go out that way,
so
like
Minnesota and all those
Alberta and everything,
they go right
where those pipelines are and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's terrible. Yeah, because it's all it's almost like bare just land.
Yeah.
One other thing, you put out a good post. If you do have anything, if there's anything going on and you need help, we're here.
Yeah.
We will definitely say what we got to say, help you say what you want, what you need to say, anything.
Yeah.
It can
just
be
like with Demetrius today.
That's fine. Yeah, you got a message. Let's get it out to the people. And then you can decide what you feel, but at least we'll get that out there.
Right.
If you're somebody that gets affected by, all this, we talk about sexual assault, YWCA, all those things, obviously get a hold of Noelle, get a hold of Robin.
Yeah.
If you get a hold of me, no problem. But I will probably direct you to them too, because they are survivors who can help you, because you need to survive, I guess. You know what I'm saying? So please, if you need anything, if you got trouble at the house, with landlords, things like that, we're here.
Yeah, we're here.
And gladly put you on and we can talk about it. Anything else? Todd, let's see. Todd, the city council meeting on Wednesday at 6 p.m. with 0 agenda items. Yeah. Man, Todd, I gotta say, God bless you and the people, because I wouldn't, you'd have to pay me very well to go there and talk in front of those people.
I want to just show up and do it, but then it's like, I don't know, it's like you're going to be talking to a wall.
Yeah, I mean, we're reaching more people here.
Yeah.
On my Monday night than I have to do there. But I you know what though? God bless these people. Good for them. I'm glad you go, and I never say don't go.
Yeah.
I just know that for me, I think I know too much. I feel like sometimes, and I can't do it. And especially when there's councilmen that come right out and say that after all my years of doing this, no one's ever changed my mind.
Yeah. That's amazing.
And no one cared. There's no rebuttal. Yeah. Like there was no other councilman that said, wow. You know what I mean? There should have been someone disagreeing with that. They didn't. They were good with it. So yeah, I know it's tough. We got said something nice. They said whistleblowers, you guys, whatever. Thank God for whistleblowers like you guys. Trisha, happy. Very nice. Thank you. We don't get a lot of, you know what? It's one thing. You get more heat than you do.
Yeah.
Nice stuff. So I don't know how to handle compliments.
I know.
I'm terrible at them. Put the pressure on them. Yeah, Todd, keep doing it. Keep pushing. I'm not one of them people anymore. I can't do it. I can't put up with what I can't do it. It's too much. Because when I walk into there, it's politics.
Yeah.
When I walk into that building, it's not anything but politics. I know what it is. I know what they're doing. They're looking right at you, and they're not. It's Democrat Republican bullshit. It's not real. It's not for the people, and that's why good people like Todd will go, and good for them.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I'm sorry. Whatever. All right, let's see what else we got here before we go. In a world full of ugly, be alike. That's nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. All right, why don't we go? What do we got coming up tomorrow, Robin? Are we doing one?
Yes.
Yay.
All right, we're doing a show. Do you have any clues?
Not
yet.
Not one.
Surprise people.
We could just talk. Maybe we'll just put the camera on and eat.
Yeah.
And sit there and talk.
I don't like to eat.
No, I won't eat in front of people. Well, you're never on camera. It would just be me.
Oh, then
and
yeah,
the cat.
let's do that.
And we could just talk and stuff, right? Watch me watch. What could they watch me watch? No, because the Leafs aren't on. So watch me watch the
Yeah,
Knicks
they don't
game.
want to watch you watch that.
You guys
No.
should do those things where like you show video, like find clips of videos and then make comments on them, review them.
We could do that.
That would
if
be
you like. Yeah, I saw something the other day that all right, we got to go. I could talk all day. I love our show, you know. All right. You know what else I got to learn how to do? And you think by now I'd understand?
You got a lot on.
Yes, I know. See what I'm doing here? My eyes are going to explode. It's hard for me to find what I'm doing. You think by now I'd get it? All right, let's go. Saturday, there is a show. The wrestling show will be back. Falls Count Anywhere. It might be just the three of us, so that'll be kind of fun. The four of us now. Robin has joined in. They make her ask a question every week.
Yeah,
so Robin has a question for whatever wrestler is there. So Robin gets a question. And then on Friday, Spitball and Sports Podcast, me and Scott Taggart. Scott did well.
I'll open my big mouth there too.
Oh, wait a minute. We were 22-9 in the NFL playoffs. We're making money there when we're doing that against the spread. And I think this week was good too.
Yeah.
I think we've been good. And Scott took it well as a Bill. He's a big Bills fan like Jerry. He took it well. He's been there the whole time. He was there when things were bad, when you're 3-13 and all the crazy.
That's what's in the back of my head about the Bills. I go, at least we're in the game.
Mm-hmm.
At least we have a chance. I go, now we have to improve. All I want to do is get to work right away.
Get back at it.
Get back at it.
Yeah. All right. Noelle, anything going on that we should talk about? You always follow your pages.
Yes.
Because you got so much info.
The petition. I have a petition on my page for Nick D'Angelo to hopefully get his law license suspended. So please sign that. Sign and share it. Sharing is just as important as signing.
It is. And that's all you got to do. You don't have to
really
donate anything.
No, it'll ask or something like that. You just click I'll share instead.
I'll share. All right, guys. We're going to go. See you tomorrow night with Robin's show and next week.
Thank you.